That you already recorded. No problem. Hereafter I can take it. I can continue. Okay. So what is the privilege? The privilege is an important account that has the capability to change or impact the operational service of the business process. It can be highly risk and highly important accounts for the organizations. If something goes wrong on that account, it will be effect on the business. So those accounts are the privileged accounts we will consider. Okay, so I have given the best examples on this. You can see that administrator on the Linux, no, Windows server, and root user on the Linux server, and sys user on Oracle databases. So we can use this no anywhere, that is on a system administrator, third party service providers, applications, business users, anyone can be used this tool, and anyone can be onboard his account into the CyberArk PAM tool. So they can able to connect. How they will connect on all those things we will discuss in the class going forward. So okay, in this tool I can show you the tool also, but for the better understanding, this is the tool. Okay, so they can onboard their privileged accounts into the CyberArk. How? So whatever the accounts, whatever the important accounts, whatever the privileged accounts, which they can onboard here, and they can connect their target system from here. So the CyberArk team will take care nowadays. Earlier, how they used to maintain the credentials, they are
Sit down करायचे.
Yeah, please mute yourself. Yeah, Subhash, you can mute them or anyone. Okay.
I did now. Guys, if anyone having question, you can unmute it and ask me. And if you don't have any questions, just mute it, because others will not get
Hi,
any.
sir. Hi,
Sir.
Subhash, sir. Swaranjit here.
Yes, Oranjit. Yeah. Go ahead.
Subhash, sir, I am new to security, means like I do have understanding of cloud security and all concept, because like I am working from a DevOps domain.
Okay.
So like uh, about the tool, like what kind of a roles we will be getting into it, and because like cybersecurity also consists of multiple kind of a domain, means like it's subdivided into multiple roles. So what kind of a roles we are getting into it, and will this course or the content with the around 7 to 10 years of work experience will be sufficient enough to get into kind of a job roles, or how exactly, or a good start for security? Please guide, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for raising this question. The role is maintaining the PAM tool. Okay, the PAM tool is monitoring the complete credentials of the service, human and non-human accounts. That's what I mentioned in the starting itself. Okay, in the single word, I can say it is maintaining the credentials. That's it. Storing the credentials into the vaults, and it will automatically rotate the credentials and providing the some security of those credentials. And there is no manual interventions here. Okay, if you once you onboard your accounts into the CyberArk PAM, it will take care of. Next time onwards, it will take care completely. As per the policy, it will automatically change the credentials, and those credentials you no need to see that. It will automatically backend, it will add, and you can directly connect to the target system. That's it. Okay, coming to the feature, coming to the you are asking some experience, 7 to 10 years of experience. This course, it will the max 6 years they can able to perform the work. Okay, if you don't know anything about, if you are not, you are new to the CyberArk, you are new to the security one, so this will help you until 6 years of experience learning course, guys.
Okay,
Okay.
just a add-on question. Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mayank this side. So, just an add-on question to this. So, after completing this particular course, can we be a part of CyberArk implementation team? For suppose we got a new project in which a client is asking for implementation of CyberArk. So, can we be a part of CyberArk implementation team as well as the operations team after the implementation of this tool
Yes.
onto that new project?
Yes, both. And the operations and implementation, both you can part of that project.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So I think someone has asked a question. Is it answer? I hope I have cleared your answer the question. I sorry, Swarnajit. Hello. Okay, fine. I'm moving to this. So there are coming to the features. What are the features which we are having? And if you see here, there are the some important one on how to proactive the production and how to targeted the detection here. So the proactive production, if you see these secured the credentials, it will secure completely the credentials, whatever you are onboarding the PAM tool, it will secure all the credentials, objectives which we are used to call. And who is access for this tool? Only authorized users can able to access for this tool, and only authorized users can access and they can able to connect their servers. And individual accountability and session isolation, each and every sections which we are going to record, and each and every section we are monitoring. And after monitoring, after recording, we have to do the PAM tool will do the auditing also. And the limit scope of the privilege here. What are the accounts targeted detection here? Continuously monitoring and malicious behavior, it will observe as per the policy which we are going to set it up in the PAM tool. It will detect that malicious behaviors always, and high risk behaviors and alerts which will send us to the sum of alerts. Okay, this account is going, it means suspicious account, we are going to suspend that. And real-time response, always it will give the real-time response. And if you want to see that monitoring on daily basis and real-time monitoring tool, who for example one guy is connected to the target system and is what he is doing, we want to check, we can check it. There is a real-time scenario base also. Okay, and what are the features? If you see, there are the important features which we are having the CyberArk PAM tool. One is discover and manage the credentials, isolate credentials and sessions, record and audit sessions, monitor privileged activity, and remediate risky behavior. So how discover and manage the credentials? Here, automated process for the account discovery. Basically, there is the two ways. One is a manual, we have to onboard the accounts into the CyberArk, or we can automatically, it can discover the process, discover the accounts into the CyberArk. So there is no manual interventions here. Automatically, tool itself will pull the whatever the privileged accounts from the Active Directory, some other domains, it will automatically pull the accounts, automatically onboard the accounts, and it will automatically change the passwords. So how it will going to manage the credentials here? There is one component, important component, that is the CPM component. These components is the responsible to change the passwords, to verify the password, to reconcile the passwords between the vault and target system, whatever the server which you are going to connect. Okay, so this CPM is the responsible to automatically change the passwords on the back end without any manual interventions here. As per the policy, what is the password complexity, what is the length, what are the policy which we are going to apply in the tool, it will, based on that, it will automatically change the passwords. And as per the rotation also. Okay, and isolate credentials and sessions. There is another component, that is a PSM component. So this component will help us to record all the sessions. Okay, CyberArk enables secure connections to the critical systems using a proxy. The proxy is nothing but here the PSM. So target systems are fully isolated, but privileged credentials are not exposed to the end users, and we are not going to give any credentials to the end users. We are just giving an option to connect button. So click on the connect button, it will automatically connect to the target system. And the target systems are configured not to accept it with direct connections. CyberArk will always recommend you have to connect RDP through PSM only. CyberArk will not recommend direct RDP connection because there is no security on that RDP connection directly. If you connect to the RDP directly, there is no security on that because there is nothing is monitoring here. If you connect RDP through PSM, it will monitor each and everything, what you are doing, what you are going to change, and why you are logged in, and what task you have done so far, how much time you have spent on the target system. These things, everything, it will be monitored. So that is the reason always CyberArk will recommend, CyberArk PAM will recommend you have to connect RDP through PSM. There is no direct connections. CyberArk is not going to recommend that. And the third one is the record and audit sessions, how it is going to record. So once you connect the target system, once you connect your server, it will record, it will start recording automatically. The privilege sections will be recorded in video and text format, and it will be stored. It will be stored and encrypted in tamper-resistant digital vault. So all, once you close the your target system, the recordings will be stored into the vault. Vault is the main component of the CyberArk. So anyway, I'm going to discuss with you the system architecture. What are these components? What is doing exactly those things? And the recordings have a clickable timeline to navigate to the specific events. We can able to see like this. Yeah, able to see my screen, right? In the screen, if you see here, you can able to see. So at 10:42, 42 seconds AM, what you have done. So all these things we can check with a detailed explanation. And coming to the monitor privileged activity, how it is going to monitor. There is one option, that is the monitoring option. In that monitoring options, you can see there are the two options. One is the recordings, another one is the active sessions. In the recordings, you can see in the previous ones. No, in the active sessions, there are the live sessions. Okay, live sessions also, it is the option is there. We can monitor that. Or if you want to check the previous ones, you can check the previous one recordings. Okay. And the remediate risky behavior. So there is one tool, that is the PTA tool. The PTA tool will detect us some suspicious activities and it will throw us a security event notification to us. And each and everything it will be monitored. So the PTA is the one of the privileged threat analytics component that we are going to install in all the servers. Then suppose, for example, if one person has taken the credentials from the CyberArk and they are going to connect with RDP. They don't want to connect with through CyberArk. They will take the credentials from the CyberArk and they will connect through RDP. And that is the case. CyberArk is not going to monitor. But if you install the PTA component in the different servers and different domain services, then PTA will recognize that, okay, this guy is going to connect RDP, not through PSM. Okay, so it will suspend that user because there is no security on that. There is no one is monitoring that task, what is going to do. So these type of things also will do here, and these types, everything it will be monitored, and everything we are having this tight security on that once you start implementing the PAM tool in your organization. Any questions so far for the features of this CyberArk PAM before moving to the system architects? Okay, I will take it as a no. So coming to the system architect, okay. System architecture, we can see these CyberArk PAM components. These are the components. It's a very important components, and each component is having a unique, and there is each component will do separate jobs here. But each components will connect with Vault. So what is that? First one is the digital vault. Digital vault, what is exactly doing? It is securely store all the privileged account information, all the recordings, whatever it is recorded, and based on a hardened Windows server platform. And Vault, we are going to create in a separate server in the workstation, not in the domain. So we will create a separate server before installing the Vault. Whatever, if you want to install the antivirus and third-party applications, third-party apps, whatever you want, you can do it. Once you've done the installation of the Vault, it is not allow, not even antivirus app. It will not allow, not even any third-party application. It will not allow. Okay, so before doing the installation of the Vault, we have to install whatever we require. So we are doing the harden for the server. It is so that it will not allow anything, because the Vault server is the main server, main component of the CyberArk PAM. Each and everything it will be stored into the Vault only. All the credentials, all the account details, information, whatever it is, we are going to do through PBWA. We are going to through PAM tool. It will be stored into the Vault. Okay, the next component would be the PVWA. This is the web interface for the users to gain the access to the privileged account informations. And if you want to do all the administrative tasks, you can able to do it from PVWA only. This is the tool for this is the component of the PVWA. So like this. So this is the one, this is the web console. We have an URL and we can do all the tasks from here. If you want to add the accounts, you can add it. You can create some policies. You can create some policies here. And if you want to do some settings, we can do it. All these things, all the administrative related activities we can do through PVWA. This component will help us to do all the administrative work. And coming to the third component, which is the CPM, that is the central policy manager. This will perform to change the passwords on the devices and scans the network for the privileged accounts. Whenever it is identifying the privileged accounts, it will automatically discover the accounts into the CyberArk instead of updating the manual. Okay. And the fourth one is the privilege session manager. So the privilege session manager, what it can do isolate and monitor the privileged account activity on daily basis whenever you are connecting to the target system, and the records privileged account sessions always. So the concurrent sessions at a time, we can connect 100 times, 100 concurrent sessions. We can, it is no, it will give allow for 100 sessions, the maximum limit. CPM will manage the 1 lakh accounts. And the last, the one is the PTA. That is the PTA will do the monitor and detects the malicious privileged accounts behavior, and it will identify that it is going to any suspicious, and it will identify and give us the trigger for all notifications to the administrators, and they will do it. In this spam tool, we have a separate department. One is administrator, another one is the auditors group. There are the two departments, and as per your organization structure. Okay, or the small organizations, they has to do all these things. The one person, they can do administrator task, that auditor task, monitoring task, everything they has to do. But it is a big organization, they can segregate the departments like that. Okay. So the clients, you can see this, the vault we have in a feasibility, we can know the Packly, that is called REST APIs or command line. We can use those things through scripting language. Also, we can add the accounts, and we can able to check the vault status, and we can install the components, and we can add the accounts, multiple accounts, and we can do password changes, and we can delete it. All these things we can done through the scripting part also. Okay. But these are the components. Provider client, and the provider client is one of the web-based interface, legacy interface. This will helpful for, and this will also we can install in all the component servers, but this will help us to create the internal users, because we don't have a direct access to the vault server. Okay, we don't have a direct access to the vault. If we want to do anything in the vault, we have to connect through PVWA or provider client. That anyway we are going to discuss in the lab, and we can get some more clarity on that. So how the vault will provide the end-to-end security? There are the 7 layers of the security which is vault is going to provide. From the vault user to store the credentials. What are the credentials? What are the security layers which is providing? So if you see the session encryption, the vault will allow only one TCP protocol, that is 1858 protocol. It is always allow, and is always open SSL encryption mode. The next one is the firewall. It is hardened built-in Windows firewall. It will harden uh, operating system as well as the server completely. And the third one is an authentication. How it is going to provide the authentication. As you can see in the organizations, okay, two-factor authentication, single authentications like that. CyberArk is always recommend the two-factor authentication. So we have to access into the no PVWA. It needs to be provide two-factor authentication. And the fourth one is a discretionary access control. This is nothing but RBAC, rollback access control. Okay. So this role-based access control means, so for example, in your team having the 10 members, your manager is required some permissions, and you require some permissions. So based on that role, which we are going to allocate the some permissions, some authorizations to you. And the fifth one is the mandatory access control. This is time-based access which we are going to provide. For example, one account is required for 1 day or 1 hour or 2 hours, as per that requirement, as per the business requirement, which we are going to give the access for that. And auditing, it tamper-proof audit trail and event-based alerts, and each and every whatever the recordings it is stored into the vault, it will be monitored. And the auditor team is the responsible to retrieve and no, export the reports the monthly basis or 15 days, whatever the as per the business requirement, we have to export the reports, and we have to identify that. The last one is file encryption. This will provide every objective as a unique key, as well as hierarchical encryption model it will provide. Okay, so these are the security layer which Vault is going to provide for storing the credentials. Coming to the scalable architecture, CyberArk scalable architecture. If you see this diagram, okay, so in the lab we are going to install the standalone. There are the two walls. What one is the standalone, another one is the cluster, high availability cluster. Okay, cluster is nothing but we can install multiple vaults, but standalone we can install one vault. The small organizations will maintaining one vault because due to the standalone vaults is required separate license and cluster vault is required separate license. The cost wise also it is too high. Okay, and compared to security, compared to risk, cluster high availability cluster is good compared to standalone. Standalone is one vault, it is maintaining of all the regions, but we have a different regions, so they don't want to take any risk and they will install no, different vaults in the different regions. If you see this diagram, in the US is the main data center and they has installed one vault here, and the London is installed no, second vault, and Hong Kong is installed different vaults. So it will connect each other, but here active passive mode it will work. But standalone, okay, we can install directly into the US data center, it will applicable for all these regions. If something goes wrong for both, okay, high availability and standalone, if something goes wrong, it will automatically DR set will be on. Anyway, DR we are going to set up it for the high availability as well as standalone both. Okay, next time is the system interfaces and utilities. There is a PWA, provider client, PAM web services, that is called REST API, and Vault central administration. This is the Vault server service and a remote control agent. If you want to connect through remote to the Vault server, you have to give the IP addresses. What are the IP addresses which are going to connect to the Vault server? For that only it will allow to access to the Vault. Otherwise, it will not allow. Okay, so coming to the password vault web access new interfaces, there are the two interfaces which we are having currently. One is v10 interface, another one is the classic interface. If you see in the lab, the view of the v10 interface, after 12.2 it will available v10 interface. The before 11.5 and 11.2, that time it is only classic. Now, one second. One second, it is loading. By default it will load into the v10 interface. If you see the URL here, that is v10 interface. Okay, so how do you check other classic interface? I will show you that also. So there are the two options which is available, the v10 interface, and here you can see additional details actions in the classic interface. You can go sorry, go and check the classic interface. In the why we are using the classic interface, there are the user friendly for that. You can, all the administrator, whoever is going to accounts on board and do some configurations in that account level, so they will use this classic interface so far. So this is the one. If you want to move this account from one safe to another safe, you can do it. If you want to do anything here, you can do it. Okay, so in the v10 interface, in the e10 interface, it will not available all these options. It just available account details. That's it. If you see this, if you click on this, okay. So if you click on this, it is available only limited options. Just it is available. So compliance status, what is the status? Whether you can able to CPM can able to change the password or not. So all these things details. But if you go to the classic interface, you can able to see all the details of that particular account, complete details, activities log and versions, what you have done so far, all these things. Let's see, activities, versions, Windows server, title task, logon account, all the details, more details, it will be visible in the classic interface. That is the difference. And there are the two options. It is available. We can use whatever we want. So, but as per CyberArk will recommend, okay, most of the administrator will use the classic interface still, but you can use interface v10 also. It will give the permissions for both. Okay, classic interface, that is the what I have shown you, right? The same way this is the screen for us. The next one is the provider client. The provider client is a legacy interface to vault data. Okay, this is on a web-based, no, desktop-based applications. We can do uh, there is no direct access to the vault, so we can do internal users through provider client. We can add the internal users to vault. For example, if you want to add any users to the vault, how do you add? So with the help of the provider client, we can add the users. How we are going to add it, I can show you in the lab. So this is the provider client server. Just log in on that, because we don't have a direct access to the vault server. We can do all the administrator related tasks through provider client or PVWA. Anyway, we can discuss all these components detail wise in each component wise in one class. You can see here, you can add from the administrator tools and users and groups. You can add the users from here. You can go to click on here user and you can add the users. Okay. Anyway, then there is one class users and management. So in that we can discuss detail wise. So the mostly used by the administrator for the certain tasks that are not implemented in the PVWA. So we can able to create the users. I can unlock the users. If something goes lock the users, we have to unlock from here. The provider client can be installed any station with access to the vault. Yeah, we can do it in on any server. But while installing that, we have to give the vault address here. And coming to the PAM web services, the PAM web services, this is the REST API. We can use the REST APIs and we can do accounts onboarding. We can delete it, or we can check the status of the safes, and we can we can create the platforms, and whatever the task which we are doing through CyberArk PAM tool through PVWA. So the same thing you can do through REST API also. This is the scripting mode. And the last one is a vault, no, central administration one. This is an service of the vault. This is the service of the vault. If this service is stopped, entire the CyberArk Phantom will not work. All the components will communicate to this server, and through this server, this service only will communicate to each other. So all the components we are communicate to the vault. Okay, if this server service is stopped, it will not communicate to others. So vault is not responding, then other components will not work. So ensure that whether vault server service is running is start or not, we have to check. If something goes wrong, if something goes, no, I are getting some error message, you have to check first vault server service is running or not. Okay. So if you see the start and stopping the provider server Windows service, you can here there is the one option start stop. In the red light, it is already start. If you see the output is down and the output is down and output is up. It is up. Status means it is start. If it is down means this server service has stopped. Okay, displaying the vault server logs and changing the vault debug level dynamically, and we can change it, and we have to do some configurations here that we can discuss in the lab. So remote control agent. So this remote control agents runs from the command line interface and execute the task vault server via remote control agent. If you install this remote control agent in our vault server, then whoever you want to connect through remotely to the vault server, then they has to provide the IP address. Those IP address it will allow to connect the vault servers. Otherwise, it will not allow other vault servers, other IP addresses for that. For example, if you give the 5 IP addresses while installing the vault, those 5 IP address it will allow for the connect to the vault server. Okay, the client and agent communicate via the CyberArk remote control protocol on the port 9022. This is the port to communicate to each other. So online help and customer, the community portal, there is an online documentation is there and the CyberArk online documentation there, and we have to go and check that documentation, each and everything it is available in the docs. If you see the screen, you can click on the docs, you can get it whatever the document you require. If you want to how to install the vault, it will give you the steps each and everything in the CyberArk portal. This is the community portal of the CyberArk. Okay, there is an online documentation that is also available in the customer CyberArk customer community portal, and you can go and check in that community portal. It will be available each and everything. Okay. Any questions, guys? So far, we discussed in this class the basic principles and concepts and the key features of the CyberArk PAM solution, the PAM system architecture, and the system interfaces and utilities. And it comes to know where we can get the documents of the CyberArk portal. So, any questions, guys? Any questions in your mind? Just write it now.
Yeah, Raju here. So by learning this content through this course, what are the roles which we can able to apply for the jobs?
The roles depends upon your permissions. Depends upon your team. No.
No. I mean, see, in this CyberArk, we do have the developer, right?
Yeah, we do have a developer. This is an administrator.
So what I'm asking is that by using this content, what are the roles which you can apply in the market?
The major one role we can apply, that is an administrator. Administrator is having the full rights.
CyberArk administrator.
Correct.
Okay.
And other roles also there are some other users, editor roles. There are the different roles as per the requirement, which we can enable that. But if you are joining in the organization as an no, CyberArk admin team, you can get the administrator role. But I'm sure in the organizations, if anyone can join, and they will not get complete no permissions. It depends upon the business requirement, and they can allocate to you the roles. Okay.
Okay. So we can apply the jobs which are related to CyberArk administrator with
Correct.
this content.
Correct.
हेलो
Yeah.
सर, ये जो साइबर आर्क है आपकी, वो क्या आपका बेसिकली सॉफ्टवेयर है कि क्या है, मतलब समझा नहीं मैं.
I don't know Hindi. Can you speak in English? Sorry.
This is a cyber arc your this is a server या your tools.
Yes.
He wanted to know like what exactly CyberArk does. So please do explain.
CyberArk will do is maintaining the human and non-human credentials.
Which credential?
Can someone go mute? Sorry.
What is the purpose of cyber arc? So
To maintaining the credentials of the service accounts, the privileged accounts. Nowadays here guys are maintaining, organization is maintaining with the help of the AD team. And AD team, what they can do, as per the policy, they are setting up manually. Okay. And they are maintaining one Excel sheet, and after 30 days, after 3 months, after 180 days, whatever it is, as per the frequency, they are going to change in manually in the Excel sheet. So if it comes to the PAM tool, you are onboarding the accounts into the CyberArk. Okay, CyberArk will managing all the credentials. Okay, without any manual interventions. This tool will taking care of all these things. And it will, once you onboard the accounts, it will be monitoring each and everything. What you are doing and why you are connecting all these things on the server. So what you are exactly doing, everything it will be monitoring. So we have some tracking here. Earlier, we don't have this tracking system and maintaining the credentials. Now, that's the reason every company and every application, some of the BI tools, some of the DevOps tools, some of the other applications wants to integrate with the CyberArk to maintain the credentials.
Sir, like one question, sir. Like as most of the servers have been migrated to the cloud, so cloud provide their own security and IAM roles. So over there, what's the benefit of having a CyberArk? Because like cloud is already providing their own identity access management tools.
Even one thing, AWS, okay, AWS, there is a secret manager. AWS secret manager itself is integrating with CyberArk to maintain the credentials with automatically rotation of the credentials.
But that already the cloud is like, as me being an end user, so I am just working upon
In the
AWS.
cloud, they are maintaining the credentials and they are maintaining the somewhat security, but there is no tracking in the cloud. There is no monitoring here in the cloud.
But like as being an end user, so it's of means like I'm not worried about that stuff because like that cloud is cloud is taking care of it. So in that way, like most of the companies who are working on the cloud thing, they means like they have left it to the AWS for taking care of it. So in
Exactly.
that means
One question before that. What exactly AWS is taking care? Is just taking care of your credentials?
no, sir, it's like a platform which provides all the services over there where we can host our servers, work upon it. It's basically a service platform which provides
Exactly.
and we can work accordingly. Yeah.
Exactly. It is providing only to connect to the your target system, and it is not, there is no monitoring that. Okay. What exactly, for example, what CyberArk will do, it is maintaining the credentials, as well as whenever you are connecting your server, it will be recording, it will be monitoring each and everything what you are doing, what you are, going to trying to change. If you are trying to change something else, it will be recording each and everything, and that will be stored. But the cloud, it is not storing that. And one best example, for example, if you connect to the RDP system, if you connect directly RDP instead of CyberArk, we are directly connecting with RDP. So, what is the security here? Who is monitoring that? What he is doing? What is this server is going to do something else? If something you are going to do something, so what is the monitoring? What will be the recording here? So AWS or cloud or Azure, whatever it is, they are just maintaining the credentials, but they are not going into monitoring all these relevant tasks. So that's the reason even Azure and AWS also having option is going to integrate with the CyberArk. We required recording and monitoring options also. That is
Sure,
the
sir.
that is the main beauty of this CyberArk PAM tool. That is the reason still it is in a number one position today.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Sure. So like one thing, like as most of us are quite new to the security.
Yeah.
So in this, like we are starting up a career.
Mhm.
So is it possible to start from IAM thing and from there taking up to the CyberArk? Because like
Yeah.
uh, as like though I am experienced candidate, but like it to grasp all the stuff was like quite difficult in that way. So uh, will be a help if you can little pace down and the content for the can start up with the basics for that, like will be a help,
E-
sir.
Exactly, Sonjit. So that's what I mentioned in the starting LSEP. I am starting from scratch. Okay. So
Sure, sir.
where we are going to create the servers, because this is an overview about the PAM tool. Okay. So while going to the class, okay, if you are going to start tomorrow, so in the class starting, so what we required first, PAM tool. So how do you approach all these things we can discuss from the scratch level. So what are the accounts where we need to create, why we are onboarding, where we can onboard, all these things we can discuss is in the classes going forward.
Sure, sir.
Yeah. Thanks for the bringing up this question, Sanjit.
Yeah, I do have a question.
Yeah, Raj.
Yeah, with this role, I mean, whatever the CyberArk admin role, so how about the job market and where we can able to do the job search and I mean, how about the opportunities which are in the market now?
So you can see the current industry, software industry is completely going down. And if you see the CyberArk, especially CyberArk PAM tool, we have a openings on daily basis. We can get minimum 2-3 calls. So this is the one tool, this is the one technology in currently we are having huge openings. It's in the market, in the IT sector, they required 5 lakhs people for the security professionals, especially CyberArk.
Okay, so you mean to say it is good only we can able to land the job, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So for this particular administration course, are we need to have any prior experience and
Not required.
not required, no?
Yeah, not required. If you don't
Okay.
know,
So it's
you are not belongs to IT also, that is fine.
okay. It's a basically tool where we need to understand about this particular tool, right?
Correct. Correct.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Hi,
Thank you.
hi,
Others?
Naveen here.
Hi,
Just
Naveen.
wanted to ask you one thing. So the course which we are talking about, it's an end-to-end implementation so that we shouldn't learn after this in the CyberArk platform.
End
So
to
it's
end.
end-to-end,
Yeah.
end-to-end, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're not missing out on any of the items, right?
Yeah, we are not going to miss anything. Whatever the course content which I provide, so that
Mhm.
will I can cover end to end. In that I can cover end to end.
No, no, no. What I'm telling is, see, in networking, they'll say about CCNA, then we have to go to CCNP and CCAE thing. Okay. So in that perspective, I'm asking you. So what are the things available in the CyberArk that will be taught, right? End to end.
Yeah, that will cover.
Okay. So I shouldn't do any of the other certification like see in CyberArk it's a one certification is there. Yeah, how many certifications are there?
CyberArk we have a multiple certifications are there, but in this course we require different certification.
Okay, but we'll learn everything.
Yeah, we will learn it. Complete administration part and implementation part we can learn from this.
Okay, 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 okay. Thank you.
No problem. Yeah, nice. I think nice questions. What about others? Do you have still any questions?
Sir, I would like to connect with you separately after the call for the profile assessment and accordingly as per my profile. So
Okay.
I was thinking a cloud security as a better option comparatively. So I just need some guidance on that. Will be a help if you can guide me accordingly for the same.
Sure, no issue. No problem, we can connect. Others? So if you are good, then we can wind up the class today. Hello?
Sorry, I do have another question. Maybe this could be the last one.
No problem, no
Uh,
problem. You can ask multiple questions.
with this course content, so how much experience? Suppose now I'm having experience of 12 years. So if I have completed this course, how much experience where I can able to,
Minimum
I
4,
mean,
maximum 6.
okay.
Okay.
So
That
with
was
this course content, once I'm done with this course, I can able to show 4 years of experience.
minimum 4, maximum
Min
6.
minimum 4. Okay. Okay. Got it. Thank you.
No problem. Okay. Any questions, guys? I hope you have enjoyed this class. If you have any questions, you can let me know so that otherwise we can wind up the class. Okay, guys. Chalo, bye.